All right, listeners, welcome back. We are diving deep today and getting into some scary stuff.
Yeah,
Really
definitely.
scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about AI scams and
Oh yeah.
fraud GPT. Have you heard of
Oh
that?
yeah. Fried GPT. It's a big one.
Yeah, so this is like, it's not just some,
Right.
made-up name.
No,
It's a real thing
it
that
is.
is happening right now.
And it's only gonna get bigger.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to think about how, AI is like
Right.
revolutionizing everything
Yeah.
and how we do things. But, it can also be used for really nefarious purposes.
Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing with Fried GPT. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing that the same technology that can write you a sonnet or compose a symphony
Right.
can also be used to create these incredibly sophisticated scams.
Yeah, so we're not talking about just like, your average phishing email here.
No.
Like, hey, I'm a Nigerian prince.
Right.
We're talking about stuff that's like really, really convincing.
Exactly. They can create phishing emails that look exactly like they're from your bank or your favorite online retailer.
Oh, yeah.
They can use voice cloning technology to impersonate loved ones.
Oh, wow.
And they can even make deepfake videos of celebrities endorsing bogus products or investment schemes.
That's insane. So, like, what's the...
Yeah, and it's really scary because it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's fake.
Exactly. So, like, how much money are we talking about here?
Well, the projections are pretty alarming. We're looking at billions of dollars potentially lost to AI-powered scams in the coming years.
Wow.
And it's not just the financial costs either. Think about the emotional impact of being scammed by someone impersonating your child or parent.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I mean, that's just devastating.
Yeah, so, okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How does this stuff actually work? Like, what is the technology behind it?
Well, one of the key things is the speed and scale at which AI can operate. Take automated AI chatbots, for example.
Okay.
They can engage with thousands of people simultaneously, tirelessly working to gain their trust and extract sensitive information.
Yeah, and, like, no human could ever do that.
Exactly. It would be impossible.
So it's like you're going up against
Right.
an army.
It's like an army of scammers
Yeah.
working 24/7.
Okay, so what about deepfakes then? Like, how does that work? Because, I mean, I've seen some of these and it's like
Right.
unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and it's all thanks to something called generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short.
GANs.
Yeah, basically you have two neural networks working against each other.
Okay.
One network tries to generate fake content, like a deep fake video,
Right.
while the other network tries to detect whether it's real or fake.
Got it.
And through this process of competition, the fake content gets more and more realistic until it's almost indistinguishable from the real thing.
So it's like they're constantly getting better.
Exactly. They're constantly learning and improving.
Wow. So, okay, so the technology is obviously a huge part of it.
Right.
But, like, why are these scams so effective? Like, is it just the technology or is there something else going on?
Well, the technology is a big part of it for sure, but scammers are also incredibly skilled at exploiting our psychology.
Oh, yeah.
They prey on our emotions, our trust, and our cognitive biases.
Okay.
Like, for instance, deepfakes are so effective because we have this inherent tendency to believe what we see,
Right.
especially when it confirms our existing beliefs or expectations.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like a perfect storm
It really
of
is.
deception.
Exactly.
Right, so enough with the bloom and bloom.
Okay,
Let's talk solutions.
let's do it.
What can we actually do to protect ourselves?
Well, one of the most important things is to enable multi-factor authentication on all of your accounts.
Okay, MFA, you mentioned that earlier.
MFA.
What is that exactly?
So it's basically adding an extra layer of security.
Right. Okay.
It's like having a second lock on your door. Even if a scammer gets hold of your password, they can't get into your account without that second authentication factor.
So like a text message code or something like that?
Exactly. A text message code, a push notification to your phone, or even a biometric scam.
Okay, got it. So that's one thing. And what about deep fakes? Like, are there any telltale signs that we can look for?
There are definitely some things to watch out for. Keep an eye out for inconsistencies in lighting or shadows, unnatural blinking or lip movements, and any glitches or distortions in the audio or video.
Okay.
AI-generated content isn't perfect yet,
Right.
and those imperfections can often give it away.
So it's like being a detective.
Exactly.
I got to look for those little clues.
Right. You got to be vigilant.
Okay. So it feels like it's kind of a constant arms race here, you know?
It is.
Technology is always evolving.
It is a constant arms race.
The scammers are getting better.
Mm.
How can we keep up?
Well, the good news is that there are also AI-powered tools being developed to detect these scams.
Okay.
So it's like fighting fire with fire.
Right.
These tools can analyze text images and audio for signs of manipulation.
So it's like AI versus AI.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So what's like the one key takeaway that you would give our listeners today?
I would say the most important thing is to stay curious and stay skeptical. Always verify information, especially if it seems too good to be true. Don't click on suspicious links, be wary of unsolicited messages or calls, and most importantly, stay informed about the latest scams and cybersecurity best practices.
Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, on that note, I'll leave our listeners with one final thought. If AI can be used to scam us in all of these ways,
Right.
what other vulnerabilities might we be overlooking?
Hmm.
It's a question worth pondering as we navigate this increasingly digital world. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.